that yes, we have done it, and terrorists need to be killed like this, and this politics, that strong muscle politics of Narendra Modi, that ghar mein ghus ke marenge. So that thing is a bit problematic.
It's like a publicity stunt, you can say, just like or something like a smoke screen.
No, now government of the day, decided to take political mileage out of it or celebrate it in this way. In fact, the Indian security apparatus was very critical of the Modi government because of the details that were divulged during Uri strikes.
Like Israel keeps on doing it. So, but the thing is that if you want to become Mossad, then the whole country is not celebrating. They do it in secret. Like they see the threat and they neutralize the threat, and that's it. Nobody comes to know about it. So why is everyone coming to know about it? Why is the whole world talking about it? So that is a question we need to raise at this point of time.
Welcome to Dent News, viewers. We are today discussing another episode where we bring to you the new developments in the India versus Canada issue. We all know that Hardeep Singh Nijjar has been quote unquote murdered, but whether that is done by India or some other country, we really don't know. You might have seen another video of ours when that actual murder took place, where we tried to explore if it was Pakistan that was behind the murder of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. But clearly, reports have been pointing figures at India, and there are other reports by the US agencies like New York Times, which have put the blame on India. Also, Justin Trudeau has gone on record and put the blame on India. We all know that 6 people killed Hardeep Singh Nijjar, and Hardeep Singh Nijjar is a Khalistani separatist leader also. Whether he was doing any anti-India activity or not, that also we don't know, but he was declared a terrorist by the Indian government. If we don't know whether that tag will stick in the Indian court, there is another case of a UK citizen, Jaggi, who is also in this kind of situation in an Indian jail in India. At the same time, we are witness to another facet of this issue. Lawrence Bishnoi, his name comes up all the time when Sikh gangsters in Canada are killed, when Sikh quote unquote separatists, quote unquote terrorists are killed. At the same time, we are witnessing all kinds of issues like Hindu versus Sikh issue in Canada, but reports have come in where we see that it is not really issue. Sikhs and Hindus are living harmoniously in Canada. So lots of games are being played, and we today have with us Shovan Roy and Abhishek. So Shovan and Abhishek, let's start the debate. But before we start the debate, I'd like our viewers to subscribe to our channel, like and share our channel, DYNT, Democratize Your Nation Today. And if you do not watch our videos, how can we awaken one human at a time? So let's start the debate. Abhishek, then Shawan.
Look, I'll sound a bit what do you say, controversial when I speak right now, because what I am about to say is that 2024, the next year, it's the election year, as we all know, and somehow I don't know, my gut, it's just my gut feelings. It's like a publicity stunt, you can say, just like or something like a smoke screen, which happened uh, when we saw the Pulwama attack. So like if if there is anything, any side such sides of this incident, I don't know what you guys think, but this is my sole point, this is my like sole uh, perspective which I'm seeing this. Back to you, Abid.
Understood. We come to Shovan. I have something on these lines also, so I will address it, but after Shovan's comment.
So this is also a very complex situation we are in right now. So as Abid pointed out, that reports are coming in that there is strong evidence against India, that India is responsible for the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. So we have to see the fact that Hardeep Singh Nijjar has been termed as a terrorist by the Indian government, and he's in the one of the most wanted list. And it's clear that he has incited some kind of hatred, because he was involved in um, hate speech against the Indian government, and he was definitely pro Khalistan. Now, the complication here is that the American Secret Service, or like whatever department there is, uh, they have intel that India has created this situation. And if we see, like a few months back, when there were riots in the UK, where the Khalistani supporters took down the Indian flag from the Indian embassy. The person who took it down, he's also dead under like suspicious circumstances in Birmingham. So it is clear that like something is happening. I don't know if Pakistan did it or India did it. Like it is like hard proof is still yet to be produced. So it's all just speculation at this point. But the way the people of India are celebrating, especially the BJP supporters, that yes, we have
Mm,
done it, and terrorists need to be killed like this, and this politics, that strong muscle politics of Narendra Modi, that ghar
mm,
mein ghus ke marenge. So
mm,
that thing is a bit problematic, because everyone is celebrating on Twitter and everything. So the world's eyes are upon India right now.
mm, mm,
So
mm,
even if India officially says that they have nothing to do with it, but all the
mm,
citizens are celebrating this as a victory
mm,
and as a
mm,
strong thing. So
mm,
yes, Narendra Modi is gaining. Back to Abhishek's point, Narendra Modi is gaining a lot of support from the Indian nationalists, of course, because they are proud to be Indians, and they identify as Indians. But in a global perspective, the situation becomes a bit complex, because there's so many things which matter. Like we need to take care of our global image too. So we just can't enter someone's territory and kill someone. But there's another hypocrisy to this. America has done this thing on multiple circumstances, where they took out Saddam Hussein, and like a lot of people from different countries whom they deemed as terrorists. So like when they do it, it's nothing. That's fine. There's no problem with that. But when India does it, when someone from the someone from the east does it, that becomes a huge problem. So like if we see America is quiet on the issue, UK is quiet on the issue, they are not speaking out.
mm,
So
mm,
I think this is a huge problematic. So since I said that it was a complex issue, I think the complex issue just lies within the hypocrisy of the Western world, and
mm,
also this power politics which Narendra Modi is playing, just to
mm,
gain the nationalistic perspective from the
mm.
Indian subcontinent.
Okay, so these are big comments by Abhishek and Shovan, and I have a theory on that previously also Indian security apparatus has been indulging in such hate cases, and they have been executing quote unquote enemies of India. But no, now government of the day decided to take political mileage out of it or celebrate it in this way. In fact, the Indian security apparatus was very critical of the Modi government because of the details that were divulged during Uri strikes. There were details that how the terrorists were killed there. So these things did upset the army and the other security personnel of India. I think something is happening which is very problematic, and the most problematic aspect of this is that Hardeep Singh Nijjar, we know what he was up to, what kind of anti-India activities he was doing. But was Sidhu Muswala doing such activities? His death also needs to be connected to this because of this undercurrent of Lawrence Vishnoi comes, and Lawrence Vishnoi is this right now huge Hindu Chad who is being celebrated across the internet and message boards by Hindu incels. So that is a thing that we need to discuss in a different way, or maybe in this video we are going to discuss this. And at the same time, another point is that mm, so much sunshine on this thing. Does it really help the Indian state? Because our image has always been that of Gandhiwadi nation, and even though we have done anti-Gandhi activities, but it has never been projected in this way, and it has also helped us in nation building, but it has always kind of complemented our peaceful image. So right now, the suddenly in the West, the narrative has become that India has become a rogue nation. Obviously, this is another hypocrisy that the West is bringing, because if there is one rogue nation in the world, it is US, and the US has destroyed so many countries, by attacking, killing, and there is no thing of that. So, like, basically, are we in a kind of Iraq moment for India? I think this is the question which we need to ask. We know what Hardeep Singh Nijjar is, and if it's proved that India did kill this guy, then is this India's Iraq moment? Because Saddam Hussein was also, in a lot of ways created by US, and the Khalistan movement was also created by, in many ways, the Congress government at the time, in the Gandhi. She handpicked Brindan, and then all things went sideways, and she had to, lose her life because Khalistani terrorists killed her, and this and that. We know that history. So, like, I am asking this question to Shovan and Abhishek: is this India's, problematic moment? Shovan.
I think there's nothing bad to be nationalistic. So if to protect your land, you probably do a lot of these things, but you never get caught. That's the thing. So if you said that India is perceived as Gandhiwadi, like peace loving and all that, but it is changing obviously under Modi's leadership. So if you do this thing
But
to
Sean, that is also gimmick, right? Because killings were done previously also. So this is the
of
image.
course,
This is the image that
yes,
Modi
it's a
is more assertive. But is he really that assertive?
yes, so that's the thing. So like again, like it comes back to Abhishek's point where like he's pointing out that elections are coming and like he needs some kind of strong point or some kind of you know uh, bravado where
Oh,
he
bravado.
he needs to show his people that like he's fighting for the nation and all that. So maybe that point is there. But another thing I wanted to point out is that a lot of countries do it. Like Israel keeps on doing it. So, but
Mm,
the thing is that if you want to become Mossad, then the whole country is not celebrating. They do it in secret. Like they see the threat and they neutralize the threat, and that's it.
mm,
Nobody comes to know about it. So why is everyone
mm,
coming to know about it? Why is the whole world talking about it? So that is a question
mm,
we need to raise at this point of time.
mm. Okay, let's go to Abhishek. Abhishek, your point of view.
I'm really like I'm feeling like bad for these people. Like if India did it, if only India did it, like they did it like super secretly. That's why we call this secret services like RAW,
mm,
ISI, Mossad, right?
mm,
But that's why we call it secret. But in India, we celebrate it. The politicians, they try to gain mileage from out of it for the elections. So this is really like, like this is a joke. This is a joke. Like the way the secret service work, the hard work they do to like to fulfill a mission, to complete an objective, and what they get in return, just the way you mentioned about the Uri mission, how the government just celebrated the whole mission, and how they leaked many information which shouldn't be done that way. So this is
mm.
really like, I don't know, uh, we as civilians, we need to get lot smarter than this. That's what I can say. This is really, and one thing is also there, that I think like, mm, uh, they are doing it just to like move the focus out of Manipur, and then
Mm,
just bringing it into Punjab, and
mm.
giving it a positive side, that,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
also
yeah,
like BJP is like working as Britishers only, divide
yeah.
and rule policy. Okay,
Brilliant point
like
of view.
Punjabis are also seen as like second class citizens,
Six,
just like
six,
us,
not Punjabi.
Bengalis.
Six,
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 sorry,
not Punjab.
sorry,
Uh,
sorry. Yeah, pardon. So six are also like seen as a second class citizen like us, Bengalis. Okay, so like,
yeah, yeah.
so making a scapegoat out of them, like
Mm,
we like we will be blaming the whole community. We don't know
mm.
anything. We will be saying all the six as Khalistanis, and then like, this is a publicity stunt for me. I don't know
Yeah,
the
yeah,
exact
yeah, yeah,
thing, but
yeah, yeah. Agree, 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 agree. Good point you made, because when Manipur was happened, they opened a channel here. They opened a theater in North India where they did anti-Muslim riots and all sorts of bullshit things. Then suddenly, Khalistan is again into news, uh, and
where was Khalistan?
we also need to understand this person is a Canadian citizen, and killing someone in Pakistan who has a history of terrorist activities against India, and killing someone on Canadian soil and a Canadian citizen. Now, whether he is a Canadian citizen or not, this is a different question and different debate altogether. And going into this debate is a different aspect of our discussion. But doing such things and then even somehow bringing this into the media, public spotlight,
Exactly.
for what end? One more thing I'd like to point out, like if we look at the India-China issue also, China has been, eating so much of Indian land, but Modi
No
is hardly
actions.
doing anything on that front.
No actions.
Okay, it is like China abuses Modi also. Okay, so China abuses India also. So China's domestic market is there.
There are
Okay, they
visual
are
proofs.
pandering to their domestic sentiment. India is pandering to the domestic sentiment. Then even Justin Trudeau is pandering to his domestic sentiment, and Modi also in a way is pandering to the domestic sentiment. So, like, we seeing something which is a closely created movie? My
Yes,
question
yes,
to Sean.
definitely.
My question to Sean. I think the India China issue is a more what do you say, serious issue. Like India's land
We
has
have
been
visual
taken by
proofs.
China. We know this.
Yes, like we keep on going back to the same politics which BJP has played, which is distraction politics. So it has played the distraction politics for ages, as Abhishek said, uh, distracting from the Manipur issue, distracting from China. India is not strong enough to fight China. So obviously, like they don't want any negative publicity from there that China is creating so much of issues in the northern borders of India. So this might be a ploy to distract the population and distract the mainstream media from the main issue. And plus, since it's a global issue at this moment, so the whole world is talking about it. Nobody's talking about like how many kilometers of land China is taking from India. It's just about like India going into foreign land and executing some Canadian citizen. And no matter, like, he's free to have his own views, no matter how wrong it may be. Maybe it's inciting hatred, but that is another thing. So you can deal with it in some other way. And even like, just like we said, even if you neutralize a terrorist, then like there's way to deal with it in a silent way. There is no need for all these things. So I think, yes, like, it's a valid point that everyone is benefiting from this politics, at least in their own land, like in their own country, keeping the politics and keeping the elections in mind.
Okay, so we are looking at the media spectacle. So I will ask Abhishek to comment, but before Abhishek comments, I will make one point. That is, another point we need to understand is suddenly this honey seed has come in the market after Sidhu Moosewala has died. Okay, but is this really a coincidence, or is it political in nature? We may discuss this, and I like to discuss this in a different way. But Shobhan made a very good point that whatever be someone's views, if that person was an Indian citizen, you could execute that person easily. And if it was a Pakistani, and Pakistan is a history, so we can do things in Pakistan because Pakistan always attacks India. But to go into Canada, if India did go into Canada and do these things, this is like okay, fine. As an Indian citizen, I support this activity, but to publicize it, to what end? Just for politics, we are going to expose so much spotlight on our security apparatus. Last comments, Vishek.
I don't find that this Hanal Singh revival anything relevant right now. But one thing is there that few days back, one artist called Shubh, he posted
Ah,
a Instagram story, and because of that story, his shows got cancelled. He literally got cancelled from India. So, like, and
yeah.
there is a chain of events, a cycle of events are happening around this Khalistani, Sikh, and everything. Just
Mm,
suddenly, the
mm,
environment is like this only. The whole
mm,
media is going gaga about it. It wasn't there before 2 3 months, but suddenly
mm,
everything is happening around this topic only. So this is
yeah.
really coincidental, and that's why I said that it's like a planned something. Like, maybe India did it. The
Mm,
assassination was planned by India, was executed
mm,
by India. But when the
mm,
Prime Minister of Canada broke the news,
mm,
Indian
mm,
political environment, Indian political party, they just grabbed it as a like a something which is served in silver platter to
yeah,
just
yeah,
gain
yeah.
mileage
True,
from it.
true,
Okay,
true,
it wasn't
true,
it
true,
wasn't
true.
like big mission like the way America assassinated Laden. He was a
True,
normal Canadian citizen who incited hate, and India did what India should have done. I
true,
am just
true.
saying, but you
Mm,
don't need to like speculate. You don't need to
mm,
like celebrate it that much. So
mm,
I
mm,
am not
mm, mm.
against what happened, but I am against the way India is showing this, the way Indian
Yeah,
public, the
yeah,
way Indian
yeah.
citizen is
True,
celebrating it. You don't
true,
do secret things the way you are doing it right now. This is
true, true,
just
true, true,
shows how foolish you are.
true, true.
Just that.
Also, like, this could have been avoided. Justin Trudeau's ego could have been massaged by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi during G20, and Justin Trudeau might have not felt humiliated and felt to behave like a child on international media. That is another thing we had discussed earlier in another video. So, guys, thank you for watching DYNT News. Let's hope that we are able to bring you more critical videos. Please like, share, and subscribe our videos. And thanks for watching.